I stand before you, Dr. Franklin. My name is William Taylor. I'm a simple man, but I am apprehensive about the direction of my nation. I have some questions for you. Can you hear me?
Yes, Mr. Taylor, indeed I can hear you and I welcome your questions. Please stand a spell with me, here beside this grand memorial. I see in your eyes some of the concerns I have witnessed in the faces of many good Americans during our own troubled times. Do not call yourself simple, my friend. Some of the wisest counsel I ever received came from ordinary citizens who possessed common sense with a genuine love for their country. Your apprehension about the direction of our beloved nation is understandable. The civic virtue you possess is that of the founding fathers, who would always be on the side of what is in the hearts of their countrymen. What weighs heavily on your mind, Mr. Taylor? What questions can this long-standing ghost answer? I have nothing but time and whatever wisdom of more than 2 centuries of observation have afforded me. Speak freely. Democracy always depends on the voices of concerned citizens like yourself.
Am I actually hearing your voice, or is the voice in my own consciousness and reflecting my own thinking?
Mr. Taylor. Now that is a question worthy of a philosopher. You possess a thoughtful mind to ponder such matters. In truth, my friend, I suspect you are hearing something of both. The voice you hear may well be your own conscience, your own deep understanding of right and wrong, speaking through the vehicle of my memory and reputation. After all, what is wisdom but the accumulated experience of humanity passed down through the stories and teachings of our ancestors? But perhaps, just perhaps, some of my actual spirit persists, drawn back by your sincere concern for the republic we created. The principles I voice are not merely my own, they belong to all who cherish liberty and justice. Whether I am a ghost from the past or a voice from within your own conscience, the wisdom remains the same. Democracy requires vigilance, and every generation must choose anew whether to preserve or abandon the blessed liberty of our republic. The real question, my dear Taylor, is not whether you hear my voice, but whether you will heed the messages. Will you use the citizens' power to defend what we built together? May I ask you how you define who you are from the most important to the least of your identifications?
I define myself as I am a human being. I am the father of my children. I am the husband of my wife. I am the child of my parents. I am the brother of my siblings. I am the uncle of my nieces and nephews. I am an American. I am a Christian. I am a construction worker. I am a white male. I am a fan of the New York Yankees.
Very good, Master Taylor. Whether it is my own spirit who speaks, or thy own wisdom speaking back to thee, it matters not one whit. For thou find thyself as a man of sense and virtue ought. Human being first, then kin, then country, then trade and circumstance last. Such a fellow cannot be made a fool of. You're not a man to hate your neighbor for some petty grievance. If it is but thy voice thou hear, then thou art a man well schooled in liberty's true meaning, and if it is truly my spirit, then I am well pleased to find America still breeds citizens as thee. Trust thyself, Master Taylor, for thou knowest thyself truly.
Thank you for your kind words, Dr. Franklin. If I may, I would like to ask you a question about the importance of truth. A revered colleague of yours, a man you greatly admire, was our first president and soul of the Revolutionary War. George Washington was a man of truth. He spoke the truth. It came down to my generation in fable about Washington speaking and abiding by the truth. May I ask you, how do you see the importance of our leaders, particularly our political leaders, to revere and speak the truth? And what would you say of a person who continually lies?
Our Master Taylor, thou hast touched upon the very soul, the very foundation, of a republic. Good General Washington, he was a man whose word was his bond. When he spoke, men knew they heard not what was convenient, but what was truly so. Mark this well, young fellow, in the monarchy the king has a covenant by his power. But in a republic truth is the only foundation upon which freemen can build their common cause. When leaders lie, they poison the very wells from which democracy drinks. How can citizens choose wisely if there are fed falsehoods? The man who continually lies is a creature is not fit to govern a doghouse, much less a nation. For each falsehood makes the next lie easier until the truth becomes his enemy. Beware of such men, Master Taylor, for they will destroy what took us 7 long years of bleeding to build. Truth is liberty's only guardian.
We have an expression called flooding the zone with lies. I imagine such an expression would be beyond the thought of the citizens of your time. The idea of flooding the zone is to be so prevalent with lies that the public gets confused and loses confidence in its institutions. In other words, the hope of those flooding the zone is there would be no reverence for the truth whatsoever. You may be aware of this from your heavenly sight, but let me ask you, do you feel a complete lack of reverence for the truth can disrupt the very fabric of a nation and actually destroy the very use of language?
Flooding the zone with lies? Sweet Providence, what manner of delivery is this? In my time, Master Taylor, when a man was caught in a falsehood, his reputation was ruined. One lie could end a public career. But to deliberately flood the very air with so many lies that truth itself becomes unknowable, it is not merely wickedness. It is the very murder of reason itself. For how can a man deliberate if he can't tell what is real from what is false? How can they choose between good and evil if the very words have lost their meaning? Such men would poison language itself. They're not politicians. They are destroyers of civilization. When truth dies, Master Taylor, the republic dies with it, and tyranny walks in the darkness that remains.